like I was saying, and I'll start again, is we always seem to have this good banter and stuff off, and then we come on. And I'm not saying we don't have it when we're recording, but we just need to press record and start talking like I've done this time. And I said even last time when we recorded, which was close to 4 weeks ago, that we were just going to start recording. Yeah, it's been a while. It's been too long. But
jet setter over here. The jet setter. He's been out. You went everywhere. You went literally everywhere.
I did. Lucky enough to go. We were in, LA for a week. And we were scared. I'm not scared, but the missus was worried about hiring a car. I've always wanted to hire a car and drive around the south of the US. And we think that's going to be our next plan. But to actually start it off, we were like, let's just get a car when we're leaving Las Vegas to go back to LA and fly home. Let's just get a car for that trip. And I'm like, cool, that'll do. That'll get us started. We got to LA and we're like, let's just hire a car. Like, it looks easy enough. And we got in and found out that the thing I was worried about was the pedals. I thought they were on opposite side. I thought your accelerator would be left and your brake would be right. But they're exactly the same. All you have to adjust to is your position in the car and the fact that you need to be over to, and driving on the other side of the road, obviously. Yeah. But when you're in the lane, you've got to adjust to you. Normally, you're getting used to staying to the inside of the right lane indicators. So on a highway, you can see the right side lanes, and so you stay in there. Where now it's like, okay, now I've got to do it on the left side, and that's the issue. It's not so much the fact that you drive on the other side of the road. I picked that up straight away. It's where you position your car. I nearly mounted the curb. I nearly hit other cars. My missus in the passenger side saying, "Get over." So it's not so much. Everyone goes, "Oh, how do you go driving on the other side?" Driving on the other side's fine. You adjust to that really quick. It's your positioning of your car is the biggest issue. So once we
that's hard to believe. Every time I'm in the States, it trips me out. It trips me out even as a passenger. So I don't know how you're doing that.
When I actually, because obviously normally I get in an Uber in the back. I just sit in the back of a taxi or an Uber. But with the family this time, I was like, I had to get in the front seat.
You're nominated as shotgun. God, that's awful.
And sitting in the passenger side of an American car where you normally have a steering wheel and pedals is the weird. That was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
So I can imagine what my missus went through while she was adjusting to my driving as well. So
you went all right?
I went all right. On the wheel? Yeah. I was actually chauffeur in Vegas for a few people because they didn't have cars.
Did I see you in a fucking convertible?
So I got the convertible for content.
What is this? What is this?
It's not so the convertible was great for content and driving people around, driving down Vegas with the top off. But when you arrive on Monday at midnight with a family and 4 big suitcases, the convertible was not a good idea. I just had to send them in an Uber and then take the luggage myself because I had to put the luggage in the seats because it would only fit one bag in the boot. It's not designed for a family of 4 and 4 suitcases. So my wife's disgusted me on a Monday at midnight while I had to send her in an Uber and then I had to chauffeur her the bags around. Was not great, but no, it was good fun. Driving down the strip late at night.
The convertible in Vegas. The convertible in Vegas is normally a pretty by-the-book divorced dad move. So a still married dad with the convertible in Vegas, you might have been a one of one. That might have been the first time it's ever been done.
Or as my kids called it, a sad dad car is what it was. And no, it was. As a dad, it was. But, driving around all these other people with the top down, they're getting videos. Yeah. I was like, hey, this is good. This is a good feeling. So, but no, mate, it was... so LA, and luckily we did hire a car in LA because I was like, I just want to do it, and luckily we did because then we got to go to drive up to because we were staying in Anaheim where everything was. Yeah. Went to WWE Raw, ice hockey, the UFC down there, so it was easy to set our base there and then just go everywhere we wanted to. Mm-hmm. But if we wanted to go to like Beverly Hills or Santa Monica or anything, it's $100 Uber each way.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
So I was like, why not just hire it and we'll drive? And we did like. The Hollywood Hills, the Sign, Santa Monica, Venice Beach, all in the one day. It was brilliant, well worth it. And if we just wanted to go somewhere, we just jump in a car and drive because in Anaheim, where we're staying right near Disneyland, everything's priced to the shit house. It was so expensive. But if we wanted to, we just jump in the car and go to a Target or a Walmart or whatever and get some supplies or
Jeez, you grabbed your feet quickly. You localized yourself at a rapid rate. Not many hit the Targets and the Walmarts on their like holidays.
No, and I was like, do we really want to go to a Target when we've got these at home? But they're so much different, and the kids love it. You can actually do your full weeks of grocery shopping at Target. Where here we're buying, undies and cheap shirts from Bangladesh. Over there, you're getting, pizzas and fruit and veg. So very, very different. But no, great experience. I've been over there before, but we've done it a little bit differently this time with the family. And so we did that. So we did LA for a week. Flew over to New York, which was crazy because of the time difference. We almost wasted a full day of traveling, but it was well worth it because again, we were adjusted this time to go. Let's go on the subway. We last time we were here, we went on the subway. It wasn't that scary. Everyone's going avoid the subway, all that. It was fine. It was easy, and
it's the best way I've ever I've been to a lot of places in the world. The subway in New York is the easiest transportation I've ever used.
Yep.
It's amazing. It works so well. I was nervous too because I was like, I don't want to. Because I was just in Paris before I went to New York earlier this year, and the Paris subway's a bit etch, but the New York subway is whatever.
Once you actually work out where these lines go, it's so easy to work out what you need to do and where you need to go.
Yeah.
I found it a lot easier than our train lines.
Oh, not even close. Like especially Sydney. Holy shit.
Sucks. So. This is actually, you just got to
find...
more
reasons than one.
Yeah. You got to find, obviously, your letter or number. And once you find out where they go, then it's easy to just jump off one, have a look around, find another one, jump on. We went out to Queens, Brooklyn, did it all. Found a few good pizza joints, which was great. And, and then...
You went to Joe's, hey?
No, I didn't go to Joe's. We went to... what was it? Bleacher.
John's of Bleecker?
John's of Bleacher.
What do you think?
Bleecker. Look, I rated it highly for the fact that it was like a really good novelty.
Yeah,
but
mate, I'm telling you, 100 meters down the road, Joe's,
yeah,
it's on Bleecker Street.
It's on the corner there, and I was like, should I actually try there as well? But by this time, I'd like asked my daughter to film for me. We're in other people's way. It's just like it's a bit of a hassle. And my wife was wondering why the fuck have we come all this way just to try one slice of pizza?
But pizza over there is different, and the village is nice too. It's a nice place to walk around.
It was coming up out of the subway. You're like, holy shit, this is a lot different. And we saw this lineup, and we're like, oh no, this is going to be a massive lineup. But they're all waiting to get in to sit down. I'm like, no, I just want to give me a takeaway pizza. Yeah. So I got to order straight away. Got it very quickly. Had a look around in the delis, the cheese sections, the meat sections. It is like, and we'd never been out there before. When we went to New York, we just stayed in the city. Yeah, like we should have went out here because we could have spent a couple of nights out there and just had a look around. It's really good place. I've always said I could live in New York City. I actually hate living in cities, but I reckon I could live in New York City just for the fact that how much stuff they've got to do there, the amount of food and different things. And then Las Vegas.
Talk to me.
Las Vegas for the last week.
Did you have any big blowouts? Because obviously that you're there with the fam, but also everyone we know is there as well.
Right.
So was there an occasion where there's a big blowout? Were you strategic or were you well behaved?
No, I was well behaved.
Oh wow!
For the simple fact that, spoiler alert, I may be going back to Vegas in about 3 weeks.
Oh, so, what for?
Timmy Zoo fight.
Oh,
so
the roast with the most. They don't call him that for no reason. The roast with the most.
Playing my cards right this time may have allowed for that to come next time. So,
are you just gonna like swipe Georgie Rose's pass and hope no one's noticing, or how does it play out?
I think I might. Well, he gets in the first class. I might just actually swap tickets and go, sorry, Georgie, back in economy. So this time I did play it a bit safer. In saying that, I just still caught up with a few of the boys over there. I happened to be staying at the same hotel with the Bloody Brilliant Beers boys. Oh, so I'm walking back in on, what was it, when they got in the Thursday night, I think. We're walking back in from doing whatever, and they spot me and give me the wave. And I said to the wife, oh, look, just give me a second. I'll just need to catch up with these boys. Give me 5 minutes. And I think it was about 3 hours later, I went back up to the room. So that was good to catch up with them. And then the night, was it the night before? No, it was the night after, the night of the football. Some things happened and I had to leave. And so I didn't get to go out, which I'd planned to go out, but I didn't. Got back to the hotel and we were just, doing some stuff. And we're like, I just need to go down and play some blackjack or poker. And the place we're staying at was horrid, but I just wanted to go down and just have a couple of drinks. And as I've gone downstairs, here are the Bloody Brilliant Beers boys. So I started talking with them, had a few beers with them, and I think I got home, ended up playing blackjack, went up about $700 and was in. And the next time I looked up at my watch, it was like 4:30, and I'm like, time to go.
Sneaks up on you.
Yeah, it did. It snuck up on me real bad. But I had such a great time. We were at this table, a bunch of Americans. They're all asking about rugby league, so I'm trying to educate them. I'm trying to tell them everything. All they cared about was that I was an Aussie, and every time we'd win, we'd jump up and do an Aussie, Aussie, Aussie chant and high five and fist bump. So it was great. So while technically I didn't have a monster night out or a party in Vegas, I still enjoyed my time. I got to see a lot of sights and sounds with the kids and things that I never thought I'd see. Like we went up to did the Fremont fan experience. It was awesome the way they did that, and it was all Aussies too. I reckon about 5,000 to 7,000 Aussies in Fremont Street. Because we ended up going there another night, and there was no way it was as packed as what it was when the footy guys were on. You're just walking around. I bumped into people. So I'm from a hometown of 10,000 people. I bumped into people from here. I bumped into people from smaller towns around here. Just walking around the stadiums, walking around Fremont Street. Everyone was loving it. It was such a good vibe, and the NRL need to be applauded for what they've done because it was brilliant. And I'm sure, like you, sitting back and others that was sitting back watching it, did have FOMO, like you said, and are planning to go back in a couple of years. So, or go back next year or the year after.
I had tickets. Me and the Bloody Brilliant Beers boys were heading over there, but I've taken this new job up here. Couldn't quite request a week off to go to Vegas.
Yes. It's a hard sell. It's a hard sell for a week off.
It's a tough sell after I just had 5 weeks off over Christmas. It was a tough sell. Very tough sell. But it was like I was there because Darcy just kept on sending me messages and photos anyway. So really good guy. One of the best, Darcy.
Yeah.
That definitely didn't rub me the wrong way. Love the bloke. Yeah, like a brother. He's awesome.
Mate, he was the worst for wear. I'd seen him a few times, but he looked... pretty well and truly cooked on Saturday night after a few big nights. Because where we were staying, they called it the RSL of Las Vegas. So it felt like your local RSL.
What was the hotel?
So it's called the Oyo. It's right across the road from the MGM.
Right.
It's down the corner from New York, and the Excalibur. And these are some really good hotels. And then there's the Oyo behind the Tropicana, which is the Tropicana on the corner is getting knocked down for the baseball stadium.
Okay.
And it's right next to that. And I've actually, when they asked me to review the hotel, I heard that Tropicana is the one getting knocked down where it really should be this one. I was scathing in my review. I did not like it. It was that so they had to charge you for the gym, which I used once.
The resort fees.
The resort fees, right? They get you. They charged me for water and things in the room each day. Never got it.
Yeah.
Never got it. I think we had to ask for towels about 4 times because they just wouldn't bring us towels. They just get the people just so rude. The elevators were busted. They had 3 elevators, only one was working. So one day we're coming down a bit later. So normally we were getting up early and getting away and going for a walk. One day we're coming down at 10 o'clock around near checkout time. We had to wait 15 minutes up the top for our elevator to come back up so we could fit on. Then we're going down. We're on the 18th level. It stopped at every single fucking level on the way down. And my kids are just like, what the... They weren't swearing. But
the
like, what the hell is this? So the Oyo, avoid it unless... It might be good just to go there just to have a beer of a night time because they do get some really good characters there. I think Danny Vegas was there. I don't know if you've seen like Scotty Bellotti and the Bears boys getting around him, and Dan Nilso from What's New in the Castle. They got around Danny Vegas.
Did you bump into Nilso? How was his form? I was worried about him. I was worried about him going over there.
No, he was pretty good.
He can be a live wire.
Yeah, he can be. Luckily I avoided him for most of the week, but no, I did catch up with him. Had one quick beer, which was good. A great man, and he was enjoying himself as well as some of the other Novocastrians we saw, but. Look, I would have if I was anyone going back there, I'm avoiding the Oyo Casino.
Well, surely Off the Back Fence makes a pilgrimage next year.
We do.
I think we make a pilgrimage. We'll probably do a live podcast from the Oyo. Good people from the rooftop of the Oyo.
yeah, and if you've been there a couple of days, you probably want to jump off. Which I was looking out the window at one stage, going, "Can I make it?"
The windows don't open in Vegas, I guess.
No, they don't.
And the Oyo's why.
But then look, the games themselves. I was lucky enough to get on the field beforehand. We were we were there the day before, having a look around. I saw the post getting set up, which was awesome. It was a great experience to see all this, what they've done. You know, everyone was saying about the sidelines being too narrow and things like that, and the field shortened. To be honest, I don't think it made a difference. There was one player that hit like a cameraman or something in the corner, Tupu. So, but apart from that, there was no real issues.
I loved seeing the photos come through of everyone looking at the ground, being like, oh. It's like, yeah, it just won't matter. It simply won't matter.
No,
it just won't matter. Like, what are we expecting to happen here?
Like, if you think about almost any game that you watch, how often does the player go out that end anyway? There's been a few times where you've seen it happen at the end of the ground, not in the corners, but at the end, and they jump over the sign anyway. If they did that, they might have been in some trouble. Like if Jason Saab, taking a catch full speed in the in goal and scoring a try and then sliding, maybe an issue, but we didn't have it, so continue on.
But also the players will just adapt to that and not axe themselves.
Yep. But one thing I need to address, and I'm hoping the NRL or PVL, if I reach out, that he can address this, because it's a little bit of an injustice, I think, that by the history books, by the scorecard, Richard Kennar is listed as the first try scorer in Vegas in an NRL game.
Well, yeah, of course.
Right, he scored the first try in the Rabbitohs game. But there's video footage of me, which, if you go to the socials, you can see it. I actually went over and scored the first try in Vegas.
Right.
So I want the NRL. I'm making a plea to the NRL to see if they can adjust the history books and give the roast what I've earned, not what I deserve. What I've earned. I've worked hard for this and I've earned it.
You're simply asking Peter V'landys to right or wrong.
100%.
It's all right. Mistakes happen. Mistakes happen week in, week out. It's the NRL, baby. Mistakes happen. What you're doing is simply just asking, hey, there's an asterisk on Richie Kennar's name. Let's remove the asterisk via removing him completely from the history books.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah, easy. That's easy. I think that's easier said than done, obviously, but it's just a back-end thing you'd have to imagine on NRL.com.
It's a simple admin. Yep.
In and out.
Very quick. Like, someone's there that gets paid a lot of money and probably not doing that much.
No.
Could simply I'll right or wrong here. I'll right an injustice here.
You'd want to get it done before the weekend starts, obviously. The weekend kicks up. This will come out before the weekend, so, we're giving them a bit of time.
I'm hoping
there's a bit of time up their sleeve.
Graham Annesley, Monday morning press conference, where it usually comes out, this was a forward pass, the refs didn't call it. This play, the ball was wrong, which resulted in a try, and a game went to the other team when it shouldn't have.
Yep.
And Richard Kennar is now not the first try scorer of Las Vegas. NRL roast is. Congratulations.
What I love about this roast is you're being quite humble about this. Like, a lesser man than yourself could really dig in the boot here, could really kick up a stink, could really make this a bigger deal than it has to be. You're being a man about this. You're being an adult about this. A gentleman, even, I would go so far to say. And you're trying to, hey, guys, it's all good. It's all good. But let's just fix this up. Let's just fix this quickly and we can move on. Now, having said that, let me say this. I know you quite well, and I know that the wrath of roasty is something no one wants to come across. Everybody knows this. So, from me to PVL, let's act on this quickly. Let's get this dealt with, because we don't want to see this man, off the deep end.
Well, I don't have, that many followers on Instagram that, I could send a message out of disgust, right?
No.
It's only a few followers. Like, it's not what I would say on that would not make a difference. But if it came to that, I would send it out. I would send out my disgust.
Power of the people, and what the people do with that information, well, that's on the people. That's that's mob mentality to decide at that point.
Yep.
You'd just be simply delivering a message, much like the message you're delivering today.
Correct. And let the people act on it.
Let the people know.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want the people to get involved. We just want this.
Done by Monday. Done by Monday.
Tick there. Done.
Yeah.
I think it's a simple request. I think it's a very easy.
Let's see what happens. Let's see, how this goes. But I'm hoping to come Monday be celebrating as the official first try scorer of Las Vegas NRL Round 0.
I'd be expecting you to. I'd be expecting that.
We move on now. Look, while we're over there as well, there was so much going on. There was NRL, there was nines, not NRL nines. It was World Nines or USA Nines.
Okay.
I didn't get to see that. I saw it. It was on NRL.com. There was a USA versus Canada Test match. There was
Did you
so
watch
much
that?
going on. No, I did not get to that either. There's so much out of the way, and by that time, the convertible was gone. It was.
Oh.
I only had it for a few days, and it was good while I had it, but I just didn't have it over the weekend like those Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But there was the Test match on Friday night. There was also the NRL Combine, which was on Saturday morning. Now, the NRL Combine on Saturday morning, I rocked up to it, but I went undercover. I was like, I can't go as roasty. These are guys that need to be seen by bigger talent than myself.
Yep.
These are guys that have skills that only certain men can comprehend.
Okay.
I went undercover as Rugby League Guru.
I
Been
see.
Been told we look alike. There's a couple of times he's gone as me. Certain things may have got us in trouble a little bit, but we won't speak about that. So this time I thought I'd return the favour. I'd go as him.
Was Guru not already there scouting? Is that what we're trying to Gurino wasn't already.
He'd had a big night on the Terps.
That is,
which is
that's a very non-Guru statement that I'm hearing
correct.
right now. That's very out of the realm of Guru.
I did send him a message saying, "You at the NRL Combine?" He goes, "Nah, not going to make it."
Wow.
And it took a while for him to come back, so I'm just assuming. So I was like, "Hey, I thought I'd do my due diligence as well. He needs to be represented there."
Yeah, oh, without a doubt. And you're on tour.
And I'm on tour, so I was
You're
part of the
obviously his
Kangaroo
captain.
tour.
Well, he's the captain. You're the what would they say, like the locker room captain, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a locker
He's the
room
on-field guy. You're the locker room guy.
I'm a locker room guy.
Yeah.
And I thought he needs to be represented here. So dressed up in the kit, arrived at the NRL Combine, looked around, saw a few could be anythings.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure
there was some really good talent there. Men, women, some big boys. I think one of the tallest was like 6'6". There was a guy pushing 150 kilo of tin, very easy. The boys
were they on
the
field, or where was the combine?
So they had there was two sessions. There was one on a field, so a training NFL training field. So they did their running drills, they did some tackling drills. The ones where they did the Bronco. Don't know what times they were doing, but I don't think it was anything memorable. But they were doing the one where they run up and turn around, and then they have to do a one-on-one tackle drill. And there were some good hits there.
Yeah, right.
The boys were getting into their work, and I think one's already been asked to come. I don't know. Well, one of the girls was signed on the day, or not signed, but asked to come straight away. So there's a story about another guy out who was a former NFL. Maybe a defensive end, I think, with the Denver Broncos. He was cut last year or the year before.
I love that.
He's now been picked up. So I think all in all it was success. But yeah, I'll share the video of me as Guru and going through some of the stuff undercover. But yeah, hey Guru, if you're out there and you ever need someone to step up, mate, just give me a ring. I can do it.
Guru and I aren't on talking terms right now.
Oh.
There's been a bit of controversy at the Centre of Excellence, at the CBAC Centre of Excellence.
Is this a Cowboys-related issue?
It's a Cowboys-related issue. Basically, what's happened, I've gone down there for the Cowboys pre-season season preview, right? I'm in there in my Cowboys 6-pack shirt, great piece of gear.
Oh, was that a shirt?
Yeah, I think
I thought you just had it ripped up the top and it was showing... Sorry, my bad.
You're not the only one. Many a man thought so. I think it's an exclusive to the Leagues Club. Anything exclusive to that Leagues Club has a safe spot in my heart. But I'm down there. I'm banging on about how I think Kyle Feldt gets the starting job this year. Guru, I'm just going to say it, a smarter man than me in almost every aspect of rugby league. He went against me. He went against the grain. He then drafts Kyle Feldt in his famous 14-man draft team. Have you heard about it? I'm sure you have.
Look, if you haven't, you're not in rugby league.
So I sent Guru a message. I said, him and Kat. I go, oh, this is interesting. Maybe you believe in Kyle. Maybe you finally believe in Kyle. No. Guru jumps on a podcast saying the only reason he did it because of Scott Drinkwater. Kat doubles down, says her least favourite pick of the draft was Kyle Feldt. She says, sorry, Donny, but that's my least favourite pick. And then what happens on Tuesday? Anyone clock what happened on Tuesday. Are you aware?
No, fill us in, please.
Little Kyle Felt, Mr. 2015 himself, grabs a starting spot for the Cowboys. Go figure. Who could have predicted such a thing? Who could have predicted such a thing happening? Immediately text him and immediately text Kat just the photo of the team list. No words needed. And then yesterday on Beers and Break Evens, Kat went to weasel me into the dialogue, and Guru just said, honestly, fuck, Donny, I'm not here for it.
Shut you off. No apology. No backtrack by... No humbleness from the Guru man.
If Garino thinks that he lives in a world where he doesn't receive every single camera angle of a Kyle Felt try, every Kyle Felt try this year, he's not on the same planet as me, Roasty. He doesn't live here on Earth with me. He will be mentioned on my story. I'll text him. Maybe I'll give him a couple calls every now and then. Maybe if I'm at the game, I bump into Kyle. I'll give Kyle the phone. Let him say g'day.
Nice little selfie action. Just saying hi to my favourite Guru.
I'm not a big selfies with player guy. I'm not big on photos with players. I've never really done it. I promise you, if I ever see Kyle Felt out and about in the streets of Townsville, the first thing I'm doing is asking for a photo, and that's not getting posted anywhere, but to a text message to Rugby League Guru. That's the only place.
Yep. Just a photo from any angle, just everywhere. Every time he does a big hit, every time he runs, nice run, every time he scores a try, it's a photo, it's a screenshot, it's something to Guru.
Is Kyle Felt too old to be a could be anything? Because he technically was playing Queensland Cup last year. So here I am, scouting a player from Queensland Cup that's worked his way into a starting side.
Mate, Aaron Woods is a development player. This guy who played for Test matches for Australia and for New South Wales is a development player. So look, anyone could be anything at this stage, right? If he's a development player, which I don't know how it works, then these guys can be anything, as Guru would say. But yeah, mate, I'm all for giving Guru shit throughout the year. So I'm with you. If you need help, just let me know. Shout out. Oh, can you rip that screening? Can you rip that footage?
Yep.
I'll send it on your behalf if you like.
That would be amazing, actually. If you because I know that you're watching every single game, you have the ability to record every game. If you could just send it to Guru with just regards DS, and he'll know what that means. He'll know.
DS. Love it. Mate, you spoke about Scotty Drinkwater as well. We need to bring up the photo that you shared of he had the gun out. He had the guns.
Mate, what's going on with that?
What's up in the water in North Queensland?
I went to a nursing home about a week and a half ago, right? This sounds like a weird segment.
I don't know how we go from Scotty Drinkwater looking fit to you going to a nursing home. But anyway, let's know. Hear it.
Because this just goes to show how attractive Scott Drinkwater is. We did a fan TV with about 8 of these lovely men and women in the Good Shepherd nursing home. I was asking them all questions about rugby league. And the big question I had was Herbie Farnsworth. He is voted the number 1 player in rugby league, most attractive man, as per the roast. I said, do you agree with that? They all collectively said no. And I said, who do you think is more attractive? They collectively all said Scott Drinkwater. Every single one of them, Scott Drinkwater. We're talking about a man that was in the teens here that Townsville collectively believes he's the hottest man in rugby league. And then this photo comes out post Hottest 100. Could it be argued if that photo comes out pre-Hottest 100, Scott Drinkwater makes a beeline into the top 5?
Easily. There has been a significant... I've seen it in trends of votes. When something like this happens, like, say if KP... dyed his hair during the voting process of the Hottest 100, that's 1 or 2 more spots up.
Right, there's a lot of recency bias.
Correct. So there was, I remember last year I did a push for someone, and I was like, I shouldn't have actually done it because it showed bias for me, which I wasn't trying to. I just wanted to push people to try and vote. And it saw this player, and I won't say who it was, but jump from like 19th into the top 10. So, Scotty Drinkwater, yes, if that photo come out and I used it in some sort of post, or anyone did and I shared it, he's gone from, what was he, like 12th, 13th, something like that?
He was high teens. Yeah. High teens.
He would have made the top 10 easy. Top 5 possible.
Well, Herbie's got number 1 off 1 picture. Off one picture. Off
he
one
was such
still.
a surprise, like that he got the number one spot, and from very early on, he went to the front early and never relinquished that lead. Sometimes you'll
we
see
know the
some
photo,
changes.
right?
Yeah,
From pre-season, we all know the photo in the singlet, guns out. I'll say this: Herbie Farnworth way more attractive than I could ever dream to be. He's a man that stands amongst the gods. But that still image from the full video, it's done him well. I'll say that. The full video of him running, he doesn't look like how he does in that one still. That's all I'll say. So did they vote wrong on the Hottest 100?
Hey, it's possible. Maybe
we haven't
ask,
spoken since Hottest 100.
Can you go back to the nursing home? What was it? The
Good Shepherd.
Good Shepherd nursing home. And just ask them how many people voted there. If they didn't pull out their Mac computers from 1979 and vote, then they can't really, you know what I mean? They can't argue with it. It's
true.
That's what I always say. People argue and say, "Oh, this person should be." Did you vote? You know.
Are you back on talking terms with the cheese?
No. Do you know I was a coward actually. I'll admit I'm a coward. I saw him on the casino floor at Resorts World. And I just kept walking. I saw Dom Young. And I was like, "Oh, there's Dom Young." And then I looked behind him, and he was with, might have been Connor Watson. Yep. I didn't because I saw him, and I was like, I cowered my way. I kept walking the opposite way, and I swear, I think we locked eyes, and I was like, I can't because I'll just have to ask him about it. I was like, mate, you need to. What do I need to do to get you back following me? Because, but then I thought he probably thinks I'm standing at a hotel waiting for him to come out, which I wasn't. I was there. I was there for a meeting. And I didn't want him to think I'm stalking his hotel, trying to get him to follow me back on Instagram, which I'm not.
I mean,
I'm stalking his house here in Australia, hoping he follows me back on Instagram. But I would not go all the way to Las Vegas just to wait outside his hotel room.
What I love about the Cheese's reaction to the Hottest 100 is the way that he spoke about it on the podcast with Jammer was like, in his mind, you make the list.
Yeah.
Like, in his mind, you're the one that makes the list. That's what I love so much, is he feels like you've personally vilified him, you've personally attacked him, as if you've made this list.
I think I might have... I shouldn't say that. I was going to say I think I might adjust the votes illegally next time so it puts him up, but I won't do that. But I think there will be a significant campaign to say if he gets to a certain point, he has to follow me back.
I think so. If he's top 50, he has to come back.
I think so.
He simply has to come back.
Yep. So
and I will say this
we'll worry about that in 2025, but there will be a bit of a campaign going to try and get... Hopefully he follows me back before then. Who knows? But if not, there'll be a deal made.
The last thing I'll say about Scott Drinkwater is the video came out of us at the Good Shepherd with all the oldies saying how attractive he was. He commented on the video. He's aware that he's been wronged. Yep. That's all I'll say.
Yep.
Scott Drinkwater, obviously his eyes are on the 2024 season, but more so, I think, eyes locked onto the 2025 Hottest 100. The talk has already started. It's probably the earliest a campaign's been launched for the Hottest 100. All I'll say is he is aware that he's been wronged, and he's probably going to be doing Maybe that's why the photo came out. He commented on the photo 3 days later, guns out. Normally, Scott's a very down-the-middle guy.
Yep.
Maybe the Good Shepherd was on his mind. Maybe the good folks at the Good Shepherd were on his mind. I'm not sure. Maybe Herbie Farnworth was on his mind. It's hard to say.
How many bicep curls do you reckon he did prior to that photo?
A billion.
Yeah. He's like Will Ferrell in The Anchorman. He's like, 1,001. Oh, sorry, just getting a little workout. That's Scotty Drinkwater. Look, there's a presidential campaign at the end of this year, and they haven't even started yet for that. So
it's early. I'll admit it's early.
It's not too. I don't think it's too early. I think it's the right time. Start now. 365 campaign to get Scotty in the top 10. Where look. To be honest, that's where he deserves to be. I don't vote. I don't make the votes, right? Other people do.
Do you vote?
No, I don't. Actually,
you don't even put in your top 10.
I do a test one to make sure it works.
Right. So you're the first vote every year. You open the ballots.
Most of the time, I'm not voting for really anyone in particular. So there's always someone that gets 1 or 2 votes that they probably shouldn't. I do it just to test it out. I don't want to know. There's no bias. Yeah. No, Corey's a favourite. Blake Laurie. Hey, here's the thing. So Blake... I'll give you an example of how players can get up in votes just by a simple little campaign. And because Brimo got up. Brimo was the one that got up via a Gold Coast Titans campaign. They got behind it. They asked for the link and everything. They got behind it. He got boosted big time. So the more the teams get involved, the more your fans get involved and start campaigns for your favourite players, the higher they'll go. Best example is Blake Laurie. I put him, as a little bit of a joke in the top, the 10 photos of when I launched it.
Yep.
I did these 10 photos. I used like Nico Hines, Ryan Pappenhausen, all the big guns in the hottest 100, and then Blake Laurie. And people are in there like, oh, Blake Laurie, like, a bit of a joke, whatever it was. And it was just a little bit of a mini campaign to get him in there, and he got in the 50s.
Yeah, right.
Blake Laurie.
Big Blake.
Now, I'm not saying he's not bad looking or anything like that.
No. But is he categorically the thing that we think of when we think of hottest 100? Maybe not.
No.
But again, it's the Rugby League hottest 100. Yes. This isn't Australia's most attractive man.
Correct.
This is Rugby League hotness.
They're very different things.
They're very different things.
There's a good guy. There's a little bit of a good guy thing. You can, sometimes there's guys that are just really, really nice, and they're nice guys, and that's why they get in there. They're not so. Maybe there's a guy that's hotter or more attractive or whatever, but there's guys that have these other certain skills that get boosted up.
But all in all, Vegas is a win.
Vegas, 100% win.
Yeah,
and people are talking now of which team should be there. Which team should be there next year? I've got a couple of things. So we've actually got a Vegas Grand Final next week in round 2. So Manly play the Roosters.
Yep. So you think the winner of that goes through?
One thing I want to see is maybe the winner of that gets a recall. Put something on the line.
Yeah.
The winner of that gets to go next year.
Yeah.
Now, how you do that again, it just so happens that the two winners play each other this week. So how you do that next year, not 100% sure, but maybe we could delay the announcement of round 2 games based on the winners of Vegas.
I don't see why not.
So I think Manly, not Manly, the winner of Manly and the Roosters in round 2 should be the first team picked. And maybe let's set up a little cup. Let's get a trophy made up. Maybe some poker chips.
I think so.
Maybe some cards, maybe a roulette wheel, maybe a little dancer on top, something, for
How do you feel about this? This has been broached to me by my co-host, right? Vegas, the two teams that win, they get the opportunity to double or nothing their points.
Yep.
So at the end of the game, Trent Robinson gets called down in the middle of Allegiant Stadium. Big deal or no deal, maybe Grant Daniels there, I'm not sure. But the question gets asked, would you like to have the chance on a roulette table to double your competition points or walk away with nothing?
Yeah, it's true Vegas style.
I don't see how are we not doing this.
Yep.
How and why? I mean, you could add another element. Maybe the nothing isn't that you get 0 points, is that the team that you just beat gets the 2 points. Now that adds a whole nother element. That holds a whole nother element. But I really like the idea of after the game, we're in Vegas, baby. Yep. Double or nothing.
There's a reason we went there.
Any coach that doesn't take the double or nothing should be immediately placed on the Staff Riders Fox League coaches under pressure list. Immediately. Immediately, because they don't have any ticker. They don't have rugby league ticker.
Their photo should be as the lead story, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
I like it. It's true, like I said, true Vegas style. But what's gambling really costing you? Think about it. But no, look, adds a little bit of intrigue, doesn't it? And really bring the Vegas to the football. But a lot of people.
I understand that the Bronx lost, but they got to be there. They simply have to. And I hate the Broncos, but they have to be. The Broncos.
Are you saying they'd be there every year? I don't agree with that.
But they're just they're the biggest club. Until anyone from Sydney routinely gets 40,000 people to a game, yappa.
I will say at the fan experience, when they went through each team, the Broncos got the biggest cheer.
Of course they did. They're well and truly. It's daylight to the second biggest club in the rugby league.
I'll tell you what jersey I saw more of when I was there, apart from the 4 teams that were playing, obviously. When I was looking at other teams, the jersey I saw more, Warriors. And the fact that their first 2 trial games this year, they sold out. They've just announced today that their round 1 and round 3 home games of the year are sold out. Their fans are coming out. Their fans need to be rewarded for no other team is saying they're selling out games this early on, especially trial matches and round 1 and round 3 games. No other team is doing that. The Warriors are. The Warriors need to be rewarded for that and their strong campaign through great social media. Shout out to the Warriors social media team there. They are top notch. shout out to the club for all they've done over the last 2 seasons to get their club to this point.
The
they should be
tide.
Yep, and they should be rewarded with a spot in Vegas in 2025.
The social media game at the Wars. The only guy I know over there is Jacko.
Yep.
So I don't know the other boys or the other female. Like, I don't know the other guys over there. But since Jacko's got there, it feels like the social media game of the Wars has just taken leaps and bounds above any other club. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. I don't follow a lot of clubs on my personal Instagram account. On Donny Sports, I think I follow them all. But on my personal Instagram, but I follow the Wars because it's just good gear.
Yep.
It's just great gear. The videos are amazing. The team lists are amazing. And, mate, the heritage jersey that they put out, my God. My God.
Mint.
It might be the only wearable 2024 jersey. 'Cause I'm not a big jersey guy. We know this. But I've seen some up here, even in Townsville. It looks like a good bit of... You can get away with that with a pair of jeans. Get one size up, oversized fit. Yep. The Wars jersey looks good. It just looks good.
And the fact that they gave up... Shout out to the sponsors for giving up that spot to replicate the old DB bitter. Like, it doesn't say DB bitter for obvious reasons, but the fact that they've got the font the same and it looks like one of the original jerseys. It is mint.
It looks legit. It looks so good. So, okay, so the Wars go in. I think the Roosters and the Broncos have to be there. They're the glamour clubs of the NRL.
You know what's going to happen though is that they'll announce Broncos are going back for their reason that they draw a crowd or whatever.
Yeah,
but everyone's going to blow up about it. That the Broncos are
don't care.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying the optics of it.
Parramatta? Are we sending Parramatta to Vegas? Is that what we're doing as a league? We're going to send a club that hasn't won a trophy in colour TV? Is that what we're doing? We're going to send Parramatta? Because they got to be on the list. Penrith too? I'm sorry. I don't care. Like Penrith, they're fun to watch. You're not going to Vegas. It's just not happening. I think the 4 teams that they picked make more sense than any other clubs. I can't think of... I'm happy to swap out Manly for the Warriors because, honestly, fuck Manly. But every other club, I think...
If Manly got Hugh Jackman, it makes a bit of... I think it makes a bit of a difference.
What did Manly do for the event? Because I'm not saying that they promised Hugh, but I was under the guise that Hugh was showing up.
Yep.
I was under the impression Wolverine was going to be at Allegiant Stadium. And I think a lot of Manly fans that bought tickets were also under that impression. I think we're all expecting a bit of Hugh Jackman. And he just no-showed. Does Manly get punished for that and that alone? I think yes. I think that is a more than fair punishment.
It'd be interesting to see which 4 teams are selected next year. But I'm putting we're talking about campaigning for certain people and things in the Hottest 100. If I'm campaigning for a team, it's the Warriors because of what they've done. You spoke about Parramatta. I was walking down late at night past one of the casinos. I saw... I don't know if you remember the fan that was crying with Reid Marnie when they made the grand final.
Yes,
he's got a bit of a curly hair. I saw him walking down past the casino, and I just had to yell out to him and say, because all I remember him as the crying Eels fan. And I was just like, "Hey mate, go Para!" And he's just like, "Yeah." But they did have a few fans there. But yeah, I'm the same. Like if it was like even Cronulla and Dragons, are we really, getting a lot of fans there?
This is going to sound very strange, but I could cop the Dragons before I cop Parramatta.
Yeah.
The Dragons are a historic club.
Yeah.
They just simply are a historic club. Easy jersey to get a hold of too.
Yep.
That's what I think is so important. The Roosters, Souths, Broncos not so much, but the Roosters and Souths have good kits. They are just basic, clean. The thing with the Dragons, you send them over, it's a very accessible jersey. That's what I hate about the Super League is you look at their jerseys and you go, oh, it's already too much to look at. I don't care. Right? Yep. Parramatta, the gear they wheel out year in, year out is so frustrating because as far as training gear and accessories, tracksuits and that, Parramatta, they're very, very good. But then the things that the tarps they put their players in each year are shocking. I don't know there must be 2 separate facilities where they work out the accessories and the training gear and the jerseys. They must have no lines of communication to each other whatsoever. I think for that alone they can't go. But you see where the Broncos and the Roosters don't go next year? I can't see that.
I can, for the fact that I see them rewarding other teams, but there's reasons why they pick these teams now. There's talk of there was so many English fans there taking the World Club Challenge there, which actually makes really good sense.
I like that.
Neutral ground, two of the best teams in each competition.
No Wigan referees.
Oh, God. We can go on that for another long while, but we don't. Look, we've got to cut down on time. But that's an option for another team as well. Another game.
Yeah.
Or
Triple header.
that could be one of the games that if they're only taking two, take the World Club Challenge and reward two other teams. So you're actually rewarding the premiers there, right? You're rewarding the premiers by sending them, whoever they are, can be anyone, and then you're taking two teams that are popular. Which could be...
Okay, here we go. Here's my tinfoil hat theory. 5 years. They're going to go for the next 5 years.
Yep.
I think by year 5, there will be a second Magic round, and it will be the first round of the year, and it'll be in Las Vegas. And we'll have Deuce Magic round.
I do like that, and I think we'll get to that point. They go, we need to reward everyone. And why not? The ground will hold up.
Not everyone. Someone doesn't go on that trip to Vegas.
In 5 years, they'll have another team. It will be an 18th team. Yep. I guarantee there'll be. So they imagine 9 games.
I was hoping there was some kind of way for the Tigers to not be involved, but I guess
I don't know how people survive that. 4 days of football as well as 4 nights in Las Vegas.
Well, they're doing Bris Vegas just fine.
Yeah, but it's not the same. It's not the same. But anyway, let us know what you think in the comments and send us some DMs. But mate, we need to finish off with some tips.
Yes.
The games. We've got almost a full round of footy this week. So let's get into it. We'll start first. I need to know an upset of the week. What is your upset of the week? Because round 1 traditionally has one major upset, or sometimes a couple, the first few rounds. The bookies always get the prices wrong. I want to know what's your number one. What's the game that you're looking at going, this is going to be an upset?
I feel like there's a lot of chat about the Cowboys getting done in by the Dolphins, so my heart says the Cowboys are going to prove everyone wrong, but I'm going a different direction. I like the Dragons to upset the Titans. I think the Titans are going to have a great year. I think they're going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. I think Des Hasler's going to really help them. But with no JC and no Dave Fafita and Brimo unhappy, apparently. Well, sorry, not stoked, is his words. I can see the Dragons upsetting the Titans in round 1. I can see it. New coach, new systems. I can see the Dragons getting their 1 win of the year, lulling their fans into a false sense of security, and then continuing to let them down like they do year in, year out. Can you not see this happening?
Apart from that last sentence, yes, I do agree. No, I probably should agree with that last sentence, but no, I do agree. I like the Dragons. Obviously, I'm a bit biased, but I'm with everything you said about the Titans too. I do actually really like them this year. I like Des Hasler coming in, and I think he'll inject something fresh and new there. And they've always had talent. They've always had that team on paper to go places. Yeah, it's been so close so many years, and I don't know if Des is the answer, but I like him coming in, bringing a fresh approach, and having those players get around him. I think will be good for him. I do see him doing good things, but I like the Dragons pick. My pick now. Technically, they wouldn't really be an upset, except just for the price, and I think with Munster out. But with Melbourne not having lost their round first fixture for, I think it's 21
years. Or 22 now.
They've won 21. There was 1 year where there was a bye when the Titans came in. I think the Titans came in, or maybe before that, where they had a bye in the first round. But since they haven't lost since 2001. So 2002, Mental. The year before Bellamy came, they won that. And then since Bellamy's been there in 2003, they have not lost a round 1 game. They're up against the Premiers. Now, the Premiers, the last time they played in the World Club Challenge, they lost the first round. Mm-hmm. I'm a guy that likes a little bit of a pattern there. So I think they're going to start a bit slow, Panthers, heading down to Melbourne. And even the Storm without Cameron Munster. I'm not sure who comes in. I'm just checking now. I don't know who has been announced to come in. He's still listed as 5'8". I'd say Tyron Wishart comes in at 6. Yeah. And then you've got you could have Falongu come in, and if he does,
I think he's injured.
Oh, he's listed as 22, so yeah, he might be injured.
Okay.
Yona Pezzett. So look, there's a couple of options there, and I just think they're a team like
Mate,
both.
they don't have Munster, but they've still got Harry, Hughes, and Pappy.
Correct.
Like,
now, and I say the bigger loss is actually for. I'm not saying they're better players. I'm not saying Mitch Kenny's a better player than Cameron Munster, but I think in that side that he's a massive loss as a connecting guy there at hooker. And like Luke Summerton comes in, but I think I just think the price is too easy to not. It's too good to pass up, basically.
Yeah.
And I like Melbourne just down there round one. They always have that
in
step
Melbourne
up for those in Melbourne. So I like a Melbourne to overtake the Premiers in round one. Keep that streak alive.
I back that in. As far as upsets go, mine's definitely a bit more upsetting, but no, that's all right. It's a coward's pick. It's round one. Ease yourself in.
Hey, higher price for mine. Knights Raiders. Who you got, mate?
Knights.
Yeah, Knights.
Surely. Rando
like
put out a stat the Knights haven't won a Thursday night footy game in like a billion years or something.
I love the absolute. Like his name is very appropriate. Random stats.
Yeah.
The fact like we're almost getting to the point of baseball stats where they go, this guy with a 2-1 pitch on a Saturday night at 8 p.m. is hits it over 300%. You're like, Jesus Christ! Like they're very specific in their stats. And Rando's getting to that point.
Yeah,
I love it. I'm not dissing him. I'm saying I love it. I love getting very, very technical with the stats. But yeah,
it would pay me to see Neil so happy this early onto the season.
Yep.
But it gives me joy to see Caesar's Palace, the man that replaced me on the Bloody Beer and Beer Sports Show, him unhappy.
Yes.
So it really, I win either way here. But I think the Knights do it because I've captained Ponga on Supercoach.
Warriors Sharks. Who you got?
Wars.
Yeah, up the Wars.
But
round one, full pack stadium. Love it. Was talking about Storm and Panthers. I like the Storm.
I like the Storm too.
Like the Storm too?
I've tipped the Storm.
Eels, Bulldogs.
It's Para have to win.
Yeah, they're regular season. Early season.
Imagine they don't though. So. I mean, it's a rivalry game. It's a rivalry game. They have to win though, right?
I'm going Eels. Titans, Dragons. We've both got the Dragons there. Dolphins, Cowboys.
Cows.
I'm going Dolphins.
Cows and
Fins
well.
Fins up.
Here I am, absolutely on my knees for you. Backing your team in as the upset of the week, and you fins up me.
Yep.
It's breaking my heart. AB from the Rush Hour up here. Putrid. She's the on-field announcer for the Dolphins this year. She's a Broncos fan. And every time she's in a conversation with me for the last 2 weeks, it's backing in the Fins. It's unnecessary. It's simply unnecessary. Everyone I'm talking to is backing in the Fins. There's an ambush coming, and it's in the shape of a lasso, and it's headed on a Virgin flight on Saturday afternoon down to Brisbane. Suncorp Stadium, our second home. It's our second home.
Love your passion.
There's no way the Dolphins win. I mean, obviously, round one, they're kind of round one specialists at Suncorp Stadium. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yep.
Arguably a mightier foe last round one. Arguably. But I just think we have to win, so we will win. Cowboys need to start good this year, so yeah, cows.
And the Tigers v the bye. Who you got?
It's going to be tough.
Yeah,
it's going to be tough.
I'm thinking a draw.
Because
extra time.
This is, not a lot of thought. A lot's been said about a new team coming into the NRL, but not a lot has been talking about how we lose such a rivalry that's been developed over the last 12 months. 3 of the mightiest games that we've seen, the Tigers sniffing out wins. Not a lot has been spoken about that. We're losing recipes here. We're losing great games. I think it'll be another classic. Thank God the NRL decided to bless us with a rivalry game, and a lot of people are upset.
Round one rivalry game. You can't beat it.
A lot of people are upset that we didn't get South's Roosters in Vegas. Well, here you go. This is my South Roosters.
Yep.
It's Tigers versus the bye. And I'll tell you what, here's the hot tip. Bye starts strong this year. Rough season last year. They're going to start strong. I think they get the win.
They do have a strong team on paper, and that is us, people. Back fences. Thanks again, Donny. Do it all again next week, brother.
I like it. I'll see you then.
See you, mate.